Right. It's still working.
It's working now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So he's a very amazing person, Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
バクティビノダ・タークルは非常に素晴らしい人です。
This is just a list of books he wrote. You don't have to translate this really, but this is a list of books he wrote. Books that were written by Bhakti.
で、バクティビノダ・タークルが書かれた本がずらっとそのリストがあります。
One is called the Ula Chandi Mahatma, Hari Katha, Leela Kirtan. The battle with Shumba and Nishumba. That's from the big demons after Hiranyakashipu. Then there were articles, and I don't know what this one is. That one just a list of all the temples in Orissa. Just so many things. He was so productive.
で、もうたくさんの本を書きました。
Vegana Gram, Sannyasis, What We Want, speech about Buddha, Decorations of Pure Ecstatic Love,
純粋な愛の
Abounding in Eternity. Decorations of Pure Ecstatic Love, Abounding in Eternity. In the Bhagavatam, Philosophy, Ethics, and Theology. Then the purport of the Garbha Stotra, the Sambandha Tattva. Reflections in a book about Haridas Thakur. So just titled Reflections. It means things he's remembering. He's saying the titles, you know. One is the Temple of Jagannath, a book about that. A book called The Personality of Godhead. This one is a poem called Saragrahi Vaishnava, but it's an English poem he wrote. That's really wonderful. I don't know if it could translate it. It's a great poem. To love God. And other just commentaries, the marriage system of Bengal. And then a garland of the chapters of the Vedanta. Poems to defeat Buddhism. Poems to defeat Buddhism. And the Krishna Samhita, and the desire tree of auspiciousness. That's a bunch of bhajans. And then Sajjana Toshini, the person who pleases saintly persons. That was the name of one of his regular magazines or something. Then a review of a book that proves the existence of eternal personality of Godhead. The desire tree of universal Vaishnavas. He had his Bhagavad Gita commentary. Caitanya Shikshamrita, the Nectaring Teachings of Lord Caitanya. That's a very big book. Prabhupada said that's one of his most important books.
で、最も大事な本の一冊です。
And then there's a commentary that gives pleasure to the good people.
で、良心的な人々の
The Bhajana Darpana Bhasya. That's a mirror that reflects the purport of devotional worship.
献身的な崇拝の鏡となる。
Then particle of dust from the 10 Upanishads.
で、10のウパニシャッドの記事。
Bhava Vali, a series of ecstasies.
甲骨さ。
The torch lamp of divine love. It's another Prema Pradipa.
神聖なる愛への灯火。
Vishnu Sahasranam. 1,000 names of Vishnu, but he's commenting. Krishna Vijay, the victory of Krishna.
Victory of Krishna. Is Krishna no 勝利。
Then the Caitanya Upanishad. Then another one, the garland of Vaishnava truths.
で、バイシュナバの真実のガーランド。
The codes of Vedic knowledge. You see, it's a really long
ベー
one.
ダの知識とか。
Then the Navadvip Dham Mahatma, the glories of Navadvip.
で、ナバディープの栄光をたたえたもの。
Parikram. And then another part of it is the glories of the realizations of it.
で、悟りの栄光をたたえたもの。
The mirror of truth.
真実の鏡。
Another Bhagavad Gita. Then just a book about the holy name.
で、聖なる皆についての本
Couple different books on that.
が、何冊もいろいろあります。
Nam Tattva Sikshastaka. That's 8 verses of instruction regarding the truth of the holy name.
で、聖なる皆の真実についての8つの説。
Sri Nam Mahima, the glories of the holy name.
主の聖なる皆の栄光。
Sri Nam Prachar, preaching of the holy name.
主の聖なる皆の布教、preaching。
And the Sriman Mahaprabhu Siksha, the lessons given by Lord Caitanya.
主チャイタニアの教
And knowledge of transcendental truths.
超越的、真実性。
Shoka Shatana, dispelling grief, getting rid of it.
悲しみからの解放。
Sharanagati, abandon to the Lord's shelter means complete surrender.
で、主に完全に自分を明け渡す。
That's also bhajan. Some of the ones we sing are from that.
で、この中には私たちの歌っているバージョンもあります。
And there's Gitabali, another collection of songs.
また、別のいろいろな歌のリストです。
Then Gitamala, a garland of songs.
で、歌のガーランド。
And there's the Yamuna Babali, 27 songs.
27の歌があります。
Shoka Shatana, that's more. Rupanuga Bhajan Darpana. It's another scientific study of devotional service.
献身奉仕の科学的な学び。
Then the Siddha Vilalas, the 10 songs describing how much you want to get devotional perfection.
で、献身奉仕を望む10の項目。
Then there's the Baula Sangita, songs of the mad wandering saint. Create, madness means.
で、その狂気の聖人。
And then Baula is one of the main Sahajya groups.
で、そのサハジアのグループ。
And they sing very beautifully.
がもうとても素晴らしく歌います。
And play and dance like unbelievable.
歌ったり踊ったり、もう信じられないほど上手です。
And they cry and they just have so much.
涙を流して。
And they're Sahajya.
そういうのはサハジアと言います。
So he wrote songs just like the way they write.
で、そのような歌を書きました。
But they're very pure devotion.
けれども、真実の愛で溢れています。
There's one devotee from Mayapur that knows that style perfectly, and He travels all over singing these songs from Bhakti.
で、そういう歌をもう存分に知っていて、旅しているマヤ文の研究者がいます。
Because it's a certain style of music and stuff. People they know it and they're attracted, but then these songs are pure preaching, proper preaching.
で、どういうふうにしたら人々がすごく心を打たれるかという歌い方を知っていて、でもそれはすごいプリーチングになっているので、その歌を歌って旅をします。
Then there's songs of the broker. That's about the Namahata. Songs of the person who's selling the whole name, running the market.
で、聖なる皆を歌って歌い歩く、市場として歌い歩く生旗というのがあります。
Another one on worship of the holy name.
聖なる皆の崇拝をします。
Jaiva Dharma. That's a big book also.
で、また今の本もとても大きな本です。
The religion of the soul's natural characteristics. The soul's natural characteristics.
性質の源となるもの。
Then there's the truth of the Lord and His creation.
で、創造の主。
The truth of the souls. The truth of the material world.
で、物質世界の真実。
The truth of the relationship between the Lord and the creation.
で、主と創造物との間の愛の真実。
The truth regarding devotional principles.
献身奉仕のに関しての真実。
There's one called, it's subtitled Mayavadi Shatta Dashini, Refutations of Mayavadi Philosophy.
マヤバーディ哲学の説明というサブタイトルがついています。
The desire creeper of devotion to Lord Hari.
で、主ハリへのつるくさ。
Wow. Another one is 16 books. And the Gauranga Shatta Kalpa, a desire tree prayer to Lord Gauranga.
で、ゴーランガに祈る16の説。
A garland of prayers to Lord Mukunda.
ムクンダへの祈りのガーランド。
The life and character of the goddess of fortune.
幸運の女神への祈り。
It's just never ending.
もう終わりがないぐらいと続きます。
Lord Caitanya's 8 parts of the day is activities.
シュチャイタニアの8つのカテゴリーの人生。
The teachings of Ramanuja.
ラーマヌージャの教え。
Some of these books are in Bengali, some are in English, some are in Sanskrit.
で、サンスクリット語の詩もあれば、英語の詩もありますし、ベンガリー語の詩もあります。
One is a nectar for the ears of Sri Krishna. Nectar for the ears of Krishna.
クリシュナの年の
Karnamrita. Another, the Goloka Mahatma, the glories of Goloka Vrindavan.
ゴロカブリンダーバの栄光。
The nectar of worship.
で、崇拝の栄光。
Then Navadvip Baba, the ecstatic moods of Navadvip.
ナマドリップの高骨的なムード。
The touchstone of the name of Hari, Harinam Chintamani.
で、ハリナマチンタマニというタッチストーン、試金石。
Commentary on Padma Purana.
パドマプラーナへの解説。
Then Prema Vivarta, about ecstatic love.
高骨的な愛。
12 verses, his vows.
12の。
So that's just some of the things.
まあ、そのほんの一部です。
So some of them are very long books. This one is very interesting. It's called Vaishnava Siddhanta.
で、バイシュナワ・セランタという本はとても興味深い本です。
A garland of Vaishnava truths.
で、バイシュナワの真実のガーラン
So there's 9 sections.
ド。で、9つの説があります。
So which one should we choose?
どれを選びましょうか。
That Bhagavan alone is the supreme truth. That's one chapter. Bhagavan is the supreme truth, nothing else. He's knowable by all the Vedas. So he explains that, because some people think, well, the Vedas don't talk about Krishna. The universe is real. The differences are real. The differences between God and us, between different jiva souls, all these differences that the spirit souls are servants of Krishna. And there's different levels of jivas. Maybe we should look at that one. It's not opening up. Then there's liberation is the attainment of Krishna's lotus feet. So somehow it didn't open up. I wanted to read it. We'll go on to something else. Well, we know many of the songs I mentioned this morning. Of course, Jai Radha Madhava, we hear every day. Prabhupada said that describes the spiritual world, Goloka. And then we know that, of course, Ji Kiba Jayo, Artik song. These are the very familiar ones. And it's so wonderful, there's so much in each one. Very simple language. He was writing for the common man. In Bengali language. Not only that, but in the easy to sing, make it much easier. Then there's one called the Bhakti Vinod Vani Bhai Baba. That's when people are asking questions and then he's answering them. Many, many sections to that one. Let's see. Sri Mayapur is one section. What is the nature of Mayapur? These are just the chapters. He was so eager to find the land of Gauranga's birth. And he was very determined to, he gave a list of instructions to his Bhaktisiddhanta what to do about Mayapur. And of course he started doing all those things. Bhaktisiddhanta did. But if you see that list, you see Prabhupada has done most of them. Temples, schools, and finding the lost places of Lord Chaitanya's Leela, they're still doing that. Jayapataka Maharaj's, behind that a lot. And devotees are still looking and reading books and then trying to find these places.
で、ジャンバタカスワミの後にも続いて、今も献身者たちは、本に書かれたシューチャイダムの本当の高端な場所というのを今も探し回っています。
Because people don't really know, and then now the whole area is building up so much that they're building factories and houses and everything.
と言いますのは、その高端の場所になるべきとなっているはずのところは、もう今ではたくさんの建物が立ち並び、工場なども建っていて、人々はあまり分かっていないからです。
But he made a lot of predictions about Mayapur, and people from all over the world would come.
しかし彼はそのマヤプールに対してのたくさんの予言をしました。そこにたくさんの人々が世界中からやってくる。
So it's all happening.
で実際それが起こっているわけですよ。
He also predicted Prabhupada.
またプラッパダのことも予言されました。
He said that there would be a Senapati Vaishnava would come. Spread this all over the world.
そして、世界中に、広める。
Senapati means a general,
セナパティ
like military.
は、将軍みたい
So that's obviously Prabhupada.
な。それはもうプラッパダに違いありません。
No question. Right? He did that.
で実際プラッパダはそういうことを実行されました。
He was empowered by his guru.
で、グルに、力を与えられているわけです。
Prabhupada said that over and over again, that his only credit was that he
で、プラッパダは何度もおっしゃいました。すべてグルのおかげだ。
that he followed the instructions of his spiritual master.
ただ、精神の師の教えに従いました。
That's his absolute humility.
これがもう本当に完全なる謙虚さです。
But that's the system. And as much as we can do that, we can also do our part.
そういうシステムなんです。私たちもそうやって精神の師に従えば同じことが起こります。
We have to stick to it,
そのことにもう固執して固定しなければなりません。
Like once one man said he would give money for printing Bhagavad Gita.
で、ある時、ある人がプラッパーダにバガッテギータを印刷するお金をあげると言いました。
And then he didn't want to give it, when it came down to it.
そして、自殺をして
You know how many people they just, oh yes, 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 and then you're supposed to not come back.
で、バガッテギータに印刷するお金を出しますと言ったけれども、その本人は実際に来たらお金を出しませんでした。そういうのよくあることです。やります、やりますって全然しない。
So he said, I know your guru told you, but Japanese people will never read it. You're stupid if you print it out.
で、言いました。あなたのグルは本印刷先生言ったかもしれませんけど、日本の人なんてバカだから、そのバガッテギータなんて読みませんよ。と男性は言いました。
So I told him that we have many letters from people who read it and they really like it.
で、たくさんそのパラパラ
Then he just,
手紙が残っています。
see you later. Don't bother me.
そういう人の手紙がたくさん残っています。
So people will say things, oh, your guru said this, but you should do something what I said.
あなたの精神指導者はそういうふうにいろいろ言ったかもしれないけど、でも私の言うことに従いなさいというような人がたくさんいます。
But if we hang in there with Prabhupada and be patient, then everything.
で、プラッパダそういう人に忍耐強く付き合いました。
Right, everything will be fine. We will succeed.
で、成功されました。
Okay, now here's this Vaishnava Siddhanta Mala. The universe is real and differences is real.
一は真実であり、違いも真実である。
Different levels of jivas.
ジーバには様々なレベルがある。
That's interesting.
これも興味深いです。
The question is, are all souls the same?
で、魂はみんな同じですかという質問。
He says there are different levels.
で、答えました。いや、レベルは様々違う。
Basically two.
で、基本的に2つで。
One is jivas that are understanding their real form.
で、一つは、本当の姿を理解しているジーバ。
And the other is in the dream world that, they think they're this body.
で、もう一つは、もう体が自分だと思って、夢の中にいるジーバ。
The false thing is There's all forms of Maya.
で、見てのものをそうともすべてマヤです。
The soul is turned away from Krishna. He uses those words, so therefore he's in the body. He calls it encapsulated. It's encapsulated by Maya. That means the material body.
で、マヤにの虜になっているものは、その物質な体に閉じ込められて、それが自分だと思い込む。
So the question is, why don't all souls stay in their real spiritual position?
で、どうして、本当の精神的なところにいないのかという。
So those who accept their position, they never fall down.
で、そういう元のところに受け入れられた魂は決して落ちることはない。
But those who become obsessed with their own separate so-called happiness turn away from Krishna.
けれども、クリシュナに背を向けて、いわゆる幸せ、偽物の幸せに、ベースのくらんだ人。
And immediately Maya gets them.
そういう人には、すぐにマヤが飛びかかる。
So these are questions we might get once in a while.
まあ、私たちもそのような質問をすることがあるかもしれ
ない。Why doesn't Krishna protect the souls from this fate?
どうしてそんなふうにならないようにクリシュナが、魂を守ってくれないんだろう。
In other words, what's wrong with God? Why does he let Maya?
神は一体何をしているんだ。どうしてマヤから助けてくれない。
Since Krishna gives the spirit souls free will.
でクリシュナは精神魂たち、魂に、自由意志を与えています。
They can choose between loving him and pursuing selfish illusion.
で、クリシュナを愛するか、または、自分を愛するかという選択を与えています。
So if we choose to misuse our independence, then we get covered over by Maya.
で、この独立性というものを誤って使うと、マヤに覆われてしまいます。
And then we can't even understand our own blissful nature.
そうすれば、自分たちの本来の幸せに満ちた存在を忘れてしまいます。
Another question, what is the eternal form of the jiva?
また、別の質問、ジーバの永遠性とは何ですか？
It's eternal consciousness, and the only purpose is to serve Krishna.
で、クリシュナに使えることだけだという永遠の意識。
And by having this service mood, then you get blissful form.
で、奉仕のそういう態度、姿勢を持っていれば、幸せに満ちた体を得られる。
And they ask, are there levels of liberated soul?
で、また、解放された段階の魂。
He says that there's the 5 rasas.
で、そういう子には5つのラサがあると。
So we know those. And he explains the rasas.
そしてラサを説明しています。
How many different levels of material consciousness?
で、物質的な意識にはどんなレベルがあるのか。
3.
3つの段階があります。
Concealed is like trees.
木のように、concealed.
It's covered. They don't
はい。で、木のように覆われてしまう。
Hidden. And then the animals are held back. They don't have full.
そして動物。
Then there's something getting better, like humans who are not quite awake, but they're trying to be.
で、まあ、完全にではないけれども、まあ、少しマシな人間。
Then for those who are waking up, there's different types.
そして目覚めた人間。
There's uncivilized tribes, and uncivilized tribes. But they're human, they have.
人間ではあるけれども、まあ、未開発の人間。
And they're civilized.
それから文化人。
They have all kinds of material knowledge, but they're ignorant of.
物質的なさまざまな知恵を持っているけれども、
no morality and little faith in God.
まあ、神にわずかばかりの信念を持っている。
The militias and meat eaters, like most people today.
それから肉を食べるようなレッチャー。これは現在の人々のほとんどがそれです。
And there's civilized people that don't have a personal God, but they appreciate the material world.
で、文化人は個々の神を持っていないけれども、物質世界に、進化を。
And he mentions Buddhists is like that. They don't have a personal God, but they like nature. It's better.
まあ、 個々の神を持っていないけれども、
then there's civilized races, but they worship demigods and everything. They don't know who's actually.
で、まあいろんなヤオヤロズの神々を信仰するけれども、本当の神を知らない。
Then there's people that accept the original transcendental person, but don't do devotional service. They accept the supreme God person, but they don't.
で、思考集が思考集に人格があるということを受け入れてはいいけれども、しかし放置をしない。
And there's civilized people like the doctor, impersonal.
で、今の文化人というのは、みんな暗黒の中にいて立っています。
They have many, the whole science how you have to come up. We're very lucky now that we can just chant the holy name.
で、まあ、そのようないろいろな科学が書かれているわけですけれども、私たちはただ唱えればいいというとても高貴な状態にあります。
So how to get out? There's those who are practicing sadhana bhakti.
で、どうすればそこから脱出できるか。サダナバクティを実行する。
And then there's people more advanced, more rendering service.
で、奉仕についている人、もっと高い段階にある人。
So anyway, this is the kind of thing Bhaktivinoda, he wrote so thoroughly, and all the kinds of questions and doubts and everything he could ever think of, he gives specific answers.
まあ、そのようにバクティメタクは私たちが考えつくかもしれないあらゆる質問を投げつけて、それにことごとくきちんと答えています。
And then, with these bhajans, you find everything there. It's so simple.
で、バジャンはとてもシンプルなんですけど、その中に全てがあります。
Right? So like, say that one, Kabe Habe Bolo. Right? Kabe Habe Bolo. Say sing it.
Yes.
タイトルはカベハベボロ。
そうですね。カベハベあった。この本の50ページですね。カベハベボロという歌。
It's a very amazing song because we're chanting, and we study the Shikshastika. This kind of really brings the Shikshastika to life. It follows it basically in the beginning exactly. It's like a Bengali translation of the first couple of slokas.
で、初めのうちのいくつかがベンガリー語の、説明がついています。
But then it gets into more harder to connect them, but really it's the same. Yeah, it's hard. You have to really think about it to connect it directly. The first two slokas are exactly the same practically.
3つのテスト同じ。8つのテスト。
If you know the Shikshastika and then you read those first two, it's saying, more humble than a blade of grass. Same.
で、清い笑いでも癒しくというのはほとんど同じです。
Okay. Kabe habe bolo se dinama Aparada gucci shudana meruchi Kripa bole habe hridoye sanchar Hinadika hina kabe nijamani Sasnita guna hridoye te ami Sakala manada apaniyamani Oye Ashwadibo Namarasasa Jana Jana Ara Kobita Sundari Boli Bona Chahi Deo Sukha Gauri Janme Janme Dao Ohe Gora Hari Ohe Tuki Bhakti Charane Toma Korite Shri Krishna Nama Ucharana Pulakita Deho Gadgada Bachana Vaivarnya Bepatu Abe Sangatana Nirantara Netre Babe Ashuddha Babe Navadvipe Suraduna Tate Kabe Navadvipe Suraduna Tate Gora Nichananda Bole Nichkapate Gora Nichananda Bole Nichkapate Nache Agaiya Berai Bochute Nache Agaiya Berai Bochute Batulera Praya Chariya Pracha Chariya Bicha Batulera Praya Chariya Bicha Kabe Nichananda More Koridoya Kabe Nichananda More Koridoya Chadai Be Mora Vishaya Ramaya Chadai Be Mora Vishaya Ramaya Diya More Nija Charana Rachaya Diya More Nija Charana Rachaya Name Rahate Te Dibe Arika Name Rahate Te Dibe Arikara Ini Boluti Bo Hari Namarasa Ini Boluti Bo Hari Namarasa Namarase Mati Hoi Bo Vivasha Namarase Mati Oevo Vivasha Rasera Rasika Charana Parasha Rasera Rasika Charana Parasha Oriyamo Jivo Rasayanima Oriyamo Jivo Rasayanima Kabe Jibe Doya Oibe Udoya Kabe Jibe Doya Oibe Udoya Nija Sukha Boli Sudinari Doya Nija Sukha Boli Sudinari Doya Akati Vinoda Oriya Vinoya Bhakati Vinoda Oriya Vinoya Shri Agyaptahala Koribe Prachaha Shri Agyaptahala Koribe Prachaha Kabe Habe Bolo Sedinama Aparada Gucci Shudaname Ruchi Kripa Bole Habe Ridoye Sancha Kabe Habe Bolo Sedinama Aparada Gucci Shudaname Ruchi Kripa Bole Habe Ridoye Sancha So Prabhupada asked Vishnujan to write, a melody for that one. It's harder to sing.
Yes.
Habe Habe Bolo Se. You heard that? Vishnujan.
Yes.
But I heard in Mayapur, I heard them singing this like this. So it's easy to pick up on, but maybe it doesn't. So Kabe means when. So he said, when will that day be when I won't be offensive anymore? And the divine grace will go in my heart by having a taste for the holy name. Aparada Gucci, offenses are ceasing, then the name taste increases. But in the Harinam Chintamani, he's describing that when you make offense, the first thing that happens is that you lose your taste for chanting.
で、侮辱を犯してまず起こること、それは主の聖なる皆への、魅力というものをなくしてしまう。
We all experience that once in a while.
で、誰でもが一度は経験していると思います。
Sometimes we blame another person.
で、私たちは人のことを非難したりします。
But it's because we offended that person. That's why we.
でもそれは、その人を侮辱をされたりする、非難されたりする。それはその人を非難したことがあるからです。
So the next verse is almost exactly Trinada Pisa Nichinada.
で、その次の説はほとんどティラピスニチェナの8節と同じです。
A little bit because it's translated in Bengali to make visit.
まあ、調理先がベンガリですから、ちょっと訳は違いますが。
People didn't have access to the Sanskrit. Not everybody can read
まあ、
Sanskrit.
誰でもがサンスクリット語に精通しているわけではありません。
So thinking myself lower than grass,
で、自分のことを一番なわらと同じように思う。
bringing tolerance into my heart,
そして心の中で忍耐支援をします。
respecting everyone,
すべての人に敬意を払う。
everything, and free to false pride.
そして、比べというものをなくす。
Then I will taste the essence of the liquid nectar of the Holy Name.
そうすれば、聖なる皆への味わいのネクターというものを味わうことができる。
In the Jeev Jaga song, it says, drink the nectar of the Holy Name.
ジーブジャグの歌では、
Some experience.
聖なる皆の味わい
Nothing tastes better. We all like to want to get some nectar, right?
の甘露を飲む。で、何でしかの甘露を私たちは味わったりしますけれども、これ以上の甘露はありません。
So he stressed very strongly also in his writings that everything is enchanting.
で、この聖なる皆を唱えることに、とても強
Krishna
調
is
しています。
And this one is just like the next verse. Nadanam Najanam Sundarim. I don't want wealth or followers
で、次は私はその富も女性もいらない。
or beautiful women.
美しい女性も富
I
も。
don't want these bodily
で、
pleasures.
この体の喜びなどいらない。
Just give me causes to devotion. Ahoy tuki bhakti. That means no reason. Just do it.
ただ、聖なる皆への、奉仕、献身ください。
Like, why do you chant? And if somebody's always chanting, they would just say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You ask one of these not japa babas or something that's always chanting, why do you chant? They laugh and just keep chanting.
でも、ただただもう、
No
た
reason.
だ聖なる皆を唱えている人がいる。すごい、それなぜそんなことをするんでしょうか。
Special mercy. The devotee understands that he doesn't think I'm chanting, he thinks Krishna is dancing on my tongue.
で、私は唱えている。なぜなら私の
Just
舌の上
Krishna's
で
causes
クリシナが踊っているからだ。
So when will I get the thrills in my body? This is exactly following Sri Shastra.
で、いつそれが私に起こるんでしょうか。まあ、シフシャしたかと同じです。
Shaking and tears and all these
で、
things.
体が震え、目から涙が流
Tears flowing forth in endless streams.
れる。で、目からこぼれる涙が止めでなく川のようになる。
Like Srinivasacharya, they said he'd cried so much that his clothes were wet.
で、なんだっけ、アドバイターチューが言います。シュイマス。
He's so many tears coming out that his clothes got wet.
で、あまりにも涙が止まらなくて、服がびしょ濡れになってしまう。
People couldn't believe how one body could produce so much tears.
で、体がそれほどまでに涙を出せるということが驚くことです。
Once in a while, we see devotees get a few drops, That's pretty good fortune, actually.
まあ、少しばかり涙のテンションを言いますけど、まあ、それでも幸運です。
Then he's just talking about Navadvip, but he's talking about those symptoms.
それからまたナバデビューのことを話しています。
So when will I run around in the Ganges shouting, Gaur Nityananda, Gaur Nitai,
ゴアニちゃんなんだと叫びながら、
dancing and singing like a crazy person,
ガンジス川のほとりを走り
not caring for any
そんな日
mundane
が
things.
私に一体いつ来るでしょう。
When?
いつでしょう。いつ来る
When
で
will
しょ
this happen? And Kavi Nityananda. It's very nice. When will Lord Nityananda show mercy and get me out of Maya?
で、いつになったら私が前から抜け出るような、そんな祝福を主にちゃんなんだ与えてくださるんでしょうか。
When will he give me shade of his lotus feet so I can enter the marketplace of the Holy Name?
で、私が聖なる皆の売っているところに入っていけるように、主の蓮華の宮師が私に、鍵を与えてくださるのはいつのことでしょう。いつですか。
Get the cooling shelter. Then you can just entering the marketplace means then we can distribute, we can take and distribute.
で、その聖なる皆の市場に入るということは、まあ、聖なる皆を配って、従業を取りくださいという。
He wrote many songs about Namahata.
生旗についてのことをたくさん書きました。
There's a whole book about the Namahata, like, the process of spreading the holy name.
で、主の聖なる皆を広めるその生旗に関してのことが書かれているのがあります。
Jayapataka Maharaj found that book and translated, then he started. So now there's thousands of Namahata centers all over Bengal.
で、生旗のその本を、ジャガパタカマハジが見つけられまして、訳されました。それで今はたくさんの人たちがその生旗をしています。
You have the original market and people come and, they buy them.
で、もともとの売られてた場所というのを見つけて。
The price is faith.
Price is
faith.
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 で、そのたくさんの人々が言っています。で、そのお題、その生旗のお題はお金ではなく、信念です。
As much as you have faith, you get it. So then there's traveling salesmen that go out.
で、それを配って旅をする人たちがいます。
And then they find other people to set up a market in another.
それからまた他の村に行って、また他にそれを広める人を見つけます。
And the one song he describes the market. Nityananda has opened this market, everybody should come.
で、ニチャナンダがこの市場を始められた、みんな来なさい。
I don't remember all the details, but Haridas Thakur is a guard, I think, and Srinivas is in charge, and all these great souls.
で、シュレバハイダーサークルがガードで、シュレバスターがなんだっけ、チャージ。
He said he's a sweeper.
で、自分はその道を掃く人。掃除をする。
Picks up, like in the vegetable market or something, maybe the sweeper gets, stuff that people dropped and stuff.
で、野菜市場なんかでも人々が落としてたものを掃く、掃除する人がいます。
He sweeps up and then he can get whatever he can find.
で、彼はそうやって道を入って、何のその中から食べられるものを見つけるためです。
Very humble position.
とても謙虚な立場。
So we need this marketplace. We need to
私たちもそのような聖なる皆を広めるそういう市場を持たなくてはなりません。
get the holy name and give it. The more we give it, the more we get it.
で、得れば得るほど与えることができます。
And then he describes how he's going to get it.
で、どうやったらそれが得ることができるのか。
Kini Bolo Chibo. He said, I'll buy or steal the mellows of the holy name.
聖なる皆を盗み取る。
And then I'll be intoxicated with these mellows.
そして、その甘さに酔いしれる。
And become stunned.
それがしっかりとする。
By touching the feet of the great souls who are relishing the holy name.
で、偉大な方の癒しに触れると、その聖なる皆味わいがまた。
I will drown in the sweet nectar of the holy name.
で、この聖なる皆の甘さ
Keeps
に。
describing it. Sweet nectar.
甘いそのネクターのことを彼は
drowning in it. That's ecstasy. Then this last one is wonderful.
そして最後は素晴らしいです。
And it's really a way of understanding the Radharani's prayer, the last prayer in the Shastastaka. Krishna is my Lord, and he's always my Lord no matter what.
何が起ころうと
treats me bad, that mood.
何が起ころうと、クリシュナがどのように私を悪く扱おうと、クリシュナは私の永遠なる主です。
So when will I get this compassion for all living entities?
あらゆる生命体に、私が憐れみを持つことができる日はいつ来るのでしょうか。
When will that wake up in Bhakti Vinod?
で、いつになったら目が覚めるのでしょうか。
So when he's saying, when will it awaken, that means it's already there.
で、いつになったら目が覚めるのかと言っているということはもうそこにあるということ。
That's a natural condition of the soul and good consciousness.
で、それは良い意識をしている魂の兆候です。
He feels like he wants to help save the fallen souls, wake them up.
で、彼はその目を覚ませてあげた。
So when he sings Jeev Jago, it's for himself, but it's also.
ですから、ジーブジャーゴというのは自分のためでもありますが、他の魂のためでもあります。
Because saying Lord Caitanya is calling, wake up.
主チャイタニャが言っているわけです。目覚めなさい。
So then he said, when will he forget his own happiness?
自分の幸せを一体いつ言うの
That's like Radharani is praying.
だから我々
Even if Krishna makes me miserable, I'll never leave him.
いかにクリシュナが私を惨めにさせたも
Even if he ignores me, he goes with somebody else.
私を無視して他の人と言ったとしても
Don't worry about my, for my own convenience, my own happiness.
でも私の幸せなのか気にしないでください
And then with a humble heart can propagate the sacred order of Lord Caitanya.
そのような謙虚な面持ちでいる
With a meek heart, with a humble entreaty, begging people, please chant Om.
で、どうかで涙を唱えてくださいと、恋のがって回る。とても謙虚な立場です。
It's very wonderful.
で、とても素晴らしい。
Then this song, the Boga Artik.
それからボーガラーティの歌です。
I hope all the devotees here will study this one.
で、デボイティの方々、皆さんこの歌を勉強してほしいと思います。
This song, we won't sing it, but, he's describing all the things that Radharani cooks for
ラーダ
Krishna.
ラーニの作った料理をするもの、いろんなものを書いています。
So, first it describes how Mother Yashoda is calling Krishna to come and eat, and his father is waiting for him.
はい、ヤシュダがクリシュナにお料理をして食べに行きなさいと言っているところ。
So they all come.
で、みんな来る。
Shukta Sakari Bajinalita Kushmanda Dali Dagna Dugda Tundi Dadi Mocha Kanda. So those are all. It was a feast of Shukta. Shukta is different vegetables
ス
and
ッタと
bitter.
いうのはさまざまな野菜ですが、そのフィースト、ごちそう。
In Mayapur, they have it for lunch almost every day.
マヤプーではそのようなランチや
Then there's many kinds of green leafy vegetables.
で、いろいろな緑の野菜。
It's not just what we have like Lorenzo or some, but many different.
で、ただ日本こう今みたいなほうれん草とかそれだけじゃなくて、いろんな緑の野
So
菜がある
many shop. They just anything practically. Any leaf they pick off the tree.
でもほとんどもどんな葉っぱでも用意します。
Then there's salad from the jute plant. I've never seen that. And then pumpkin, then baskets of fruit, baskets of fruit,
でも、カゴいっぱいの野菜。
and then mung dal cakes, made, different kinds of little cakes
い
made
ろん
with
な種類のケーキ。
beans and cooked down milk,
で、ミルクの、こ
thick yogurt, squash cooked in milk,
う、で、かぼちゃとミルクとか。
vegetables made from the banana tree flour.
で、バナナの葉っぱからできた、で作った。
I think they have that in the market in Okinawa.
まあ、沖縄なんかにあるんじゃない
Not sure. Then fried squares of mung dal patties,
で、モングダルでできたパティの揚げたもの。
and chapatis, dal patties, chapatis made with rice, chapatis and rice with ghee,
それからチャパティとかライスにギ
sweets made with milk and sugar and
ミルクや砂糖で作った
sesame, goma,
ごまとか、
rice flour
そ
cakes,
れからお米の粉、
thick cooked down milk,
それからミルクを溶き直して作った
cakes floating in milk, and sweet rice.
ミルクの中に浮いているケーキ。
So that's like real Raj Burger.
すごい。
It's only the beginning.
で、まだこれほんの一部です。
Sweet rice with camphor,
それから、キャンファーを入れた、スイートライス。
bananas, and some kind of nectarine cheese.
なんかとても美味しいチーズの入ったバナナ。
12 kinds of sour preparations.
それから12種類の酸っぱい食べ物。
Tamarind, limes, lemons, oranges,
レモンとか
pomegranates.
まあ、
12 different kinds. Then there's puris
それからプーリ
made with white flour and sugar, and puris filled with
ー。
cream,
小麦粉とお砂糖とクリームでできた。
and ladus,
それからラドゥ
and dal patties boiled in sugared rice.
で、お砂糖のお米の中で、煮たダルの
And Krishna eagerly eats all these things.
クリシュナはそういうものを好んで喜んで食べられました。
So in great ecstasy, Krishna eats.
で、クリシュナはもう甲骨の中で食べます。
It's all cooked by Radharani.
で、ラダラーニが作った料理です。
And it describes more, but those are the preparations.
で、まあ、これは、まあ、いろんな献立のあれでした。
In Caitanya Charitamrita, there's a long list of things that it's Damayanti cooks.
チャイタナ・チャイタムリータの中にももうたくさんのリストが載っています。
And that's just the, not just, you know, the day-to-day thing. These are the pickles and sweets.
で、
But there's so many.
その毎日の料理だけじゃなくて、ピクルスとかスイートとかそういういろんなものも書かれています。
Because those are things that you can keep for a long time.
そういった、まあ、スイートとかピクルスとかいうものは、まあ、長く保存できますから。
And then they would send them to Jagannath Puri for them.
で、
Big bag, many servants, many. Oh, it's early. Okay. Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. So you sing one, some Bhaktivinoda song for this. Archie. One that you know, whatever you like. If you want to sing that.
Or
Yasomati Nanda.
Yashomadananda.
That's easy. Ecstatic one. Yasomati Nanda. And that song is just very simple bliss. All names of Krishna.
Yes. で、ヤショマダナンダが歌います。クリシュナのいろんな名前を書いたとても、簡単な歌です。ページ探してます。どこですか？16分いや、どこ大丈夫。ページ誰か言ってる。ページ。ページ。どこですか？
The name of it's different. The name of it is Srinama something.
58. Yes. Yashomatena Raja Varunagara Gokura Manjamatana
Gokula Ranjana Kana Viparana Dana Madana Manohara Vipina Purandara Navina Nagara Vara Vamsi Vadana Suvasa
Yasomati Nandana
Yeah, more up. Yasomati Nandana Brajabaro Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Yasomati Nandana Brajabaro Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Kaliya Damana Vidana Amala Harinama Miya Vilasa Vipi Parandana Navina Nagara Vara Malana Ranjana Radhajana Kalana Surakula Nashana Nanda Godana Rakawala Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Nanda Gopala Katachara Gopi Vasanahara Rasa Rasika Kripa Maya Rasa Rasika Kripa Maya Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara Bhakati Vinod Shraya Bhakati Vinod Shraya Mati Nandana Brajapara Nagara Mati Nandana Brajapara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana
Krishna Hare Krishna
We'll end with Bhakti Vinod. He wrote his 6 austere vows, guiding principles. Thank you very much. My austere vow is constant devotion to the lotus feet of Sri Hari.
私のその苦行の奉仕というのは完全に宗張の足に奉仕をすることだ。
I accepted to do this the following qualities. I will endeavor.
そしてそれに努力する。
Practice great humility in my dealings with everyone.
で、私はすべての人に尊敬の礼払えるようなそういう謙虚さを持って。
I will try to keep simplicity and purity prominent in all of my practical arrangements.
そして質素さと純粋さでもってすべての奉仕をします。
You know what simplicity means?
質素さ。
Fukusatsu janai.
Yeah.
I maintain extreme tolerance in all types of favorable or unfavorable circumstances.
で、私たちは自分有効なこと、そして、有効でないことに対してすべて、忍耐強く実行する。
We might wonder, why do you have to be tolerant in good times?
なんで私たちはいい時も耐えるという言葉を使うんでしょうか。
That's because you might get too attached otherwise.
なぜか言えばそれに執着してしまうからです。
Happiness.
喜びに執着してしまう。
Tolerate it because it's actually the same thing as just bodily pleasures.
まあ体の喜び、体の苦しみは相対的なもので同じものです。
Offer all respects to others, no matter who they are.
まあ相手が誰であったとしても尊敬を払う心になる。
And feel genuine compassion for all living entities and act accordingly.
そしてすべての生命体に深いそういう活動をする。
Acting accordingly means you'll try to somehow give them Krishna.
まあ他の人がどうにかこうにかクリシュナ意識を得ることができるように。
Because the devotee understands why are they suffering is because they've forgotten Krishna. The ultimate reason is.
まあ献身者は知っているわけで、なぜ生命体が苦しんでいるか、それは究極的にクリシュナを忘れているから。
Okay. Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. It's unlimited, you know. Even if we just go over these songs that we have in the songbook, it's unlimited.
まあもう無限と言っていいようなたく
If
さん
you
の
start looking at all his, some of his other books.
いろんな本にもそれが書かれています。
So for those who read English, those are available online. They're available. You can buy the book. You can find it online. You can find somebody reading the whole Jaiva Dharma, you know, out loud, and they can be studied also. And they're also unlimited, dealing with everything you can possibly think of. It comes up.
まあ可能な限りオンラインなどでジャイバダルマなどまた本として、学ぶことができます。
Jai. Hari Hari Bol. Good night.
アビナタコキ、ジャイ。ジャイカピタンダラグルマルキ、ジャイ。Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。聞こえてました？
I just got off it. I was on, but I don't know if it's broadcasting or not. And there's me. It says, you are presenting to everyone. But when I looked at the screen, it was, now see over there. They have this. Okay, good night. If anybody was there, didn't see anybody. ISKCON Japan, no one connected.